up on today's episode of Technoid? Samsung is finally going to adopt RCS worldwide with all of their Galaxy lineup. I'll explain everything they discussed and also tell you when you can expect this rollout. Also on today's episode, Apple looks like they have some products ready to go. They're just a matter of time when they're going to pull the trigger. I'll explain the 3 products that are available and give you my take on when they'll be available. Also on today's episode, OnePlus has been granted a patent, it looks like, to support 65-watt fast charging, and I will discuss to you how that is a big game changer if they put that in their next gen smartphone. All of that on today's episode, so stay tuned. Yo, what's happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to Technoid, the only tech show that gives you all the news without the BS you don't want to hear. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you all are having an excellent day. Now, before we start the video, yes, I got a ponytail. This is only going to be for one episode. You're never seeing this again. Just one. So, with that out of the way, let's get it going. So story number 1. Now, before we talk about Samsung and RCS, let's get the few stories out of the way, and it's going to be very quick because I'm going to spend most of my time talking about RCS. So let's get it going. So first story up, let's kick it up with OnePlus. Now, OnePlus, as you know, is shaking up the industry with their OnePlus series phones. They have a good track record when it comes to innovation and also future-proofing their phones when it comes to the latest specs. Well, according to some of the weirdest news outlets I have ever heard, Tom's Guide. But according to Tom's Guide, OnePlus has been granted a report or something that they filed for, but in this filing, it allows them to support 65-watt charging. Now, this is not wireless charging, this is fast charging. Now, as you know, their wireless is 30 watts, so they're looking to up their fast charging to 65 watts. Now, this is a big game changer because, as you see in China, most of these 65-watt fast charging phones can charge in literally 30 minutes. Where the OnePlus can already charge under an hour, now you've got 65 watts, that's incredible. Just think about that for a second. It takes 65 watts to charge a MacBook Pro 13-inch. Now you can use that brick to charge a OnePlus 8 or whatever phone it's going to be in. The rumored phone that they are going for is the OnePlus 8T. I don't know if I'm going to go that route because the T series is more of an internal spec, not really more of a design change, but if they do decide to go that route, that would actually be very interesting in making the T phone a little bit more better in terms of purchasing. So that's it for OnePlus. Now let's move it over to Apple. So, continuing with Apple, a couple of products are coming out. We don't know exactly when, but I'm going to give you my idea of when they are. So according to John Prosser from Twitter, he claims that there are 3 products that Apple are ready to go, all good to go. The only thing is when they're going to pull the trigger. So, according to John, the new budget AirPods, which is basically a noise canceller free version of the AirPod Pros, which are going to replace the first gen and second gen AirPods with the, one size fit all. So if anybody's a fan of the original AirPods, you can kiss those designs goodbye. Well, not for a while at least anyway. But that is also in the works, but also a refreshed iMac. Now, this isn't the redesigned iMac as everybody is making it seem, but some people are saying it is, so I'm kind of 50-50 on this because of the MacBook Pro refresh. But those 2 products are ready to go. They're ready to ship. It's just a matter of when Apple is going to pull the trigger. Also, the Apple TV 4K, the brand new Apple TV 4K that I have been reporting on, talking about in the past, that is also ready to ship. Now, we don't know exactly when they're coming out, and honestly, if I had to bet, WWDC would make the most sense, because on the surface, WWDC really is the place where Apple would release a few products. Now, it's mostly for software, but we've seen Apple release products like the Mac Pro, the Mac Wheels, and that Pro stand, which still baffles me to this day. But the point is that Apple would probably release them at WWDC before they decide to release it anywhere else. Now, of course, I can be wrong by saying that, but you're just gonna have to put your hands and faith in me. And last story up, the main story of the day, Samsung RCS. So as you know, Samsung has been slowly rolling out RCS since way back in December into early January of this year. A lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people have been saying Samsung is really the one that's going to pull the trigger. Well, it looks like they will finally pull the trigger. Now, exactly when, but they are going to fully roll out RCS in full support. So according to a news press that they released about the Galaxy Z Flip, talking about some supports and stuff, at the bottom of the article, people noted out that Samsung announced that they were going to fully adopt. Now, this isn't a partial adoption waiting on the carriers. They are going to do what Google did. They're going to fully roll out RCS in their standard messaging app, and it's going to happen either within a couple of months. Now, in the article, they describe that they want to give users the best experience and also using link to window by allowing this experience and also Google's messaging platform on the web. By Samsung taking the initiative to go the Google route and go with their Google Messages, have it built into the app, it bypasses the carriers and you get RCS straight on your phone. Now, a couple of things to take away from this. Number one, there is no time frame. I suggest a couple of months because if Samsung is going to fully roll out it on all of their Galaxy devices, that includes the S20, the Ultra, plus last year's models, the Note 10, the Note 10 Plus, and everything, you got to give it a couple months. Now, in a couple of months, it just so happens that the Note 20 is coming out. So I would assume that Samsung would make some buzz about it on the Note 20 when they go to Unpacked or virtually unpacked because you really can't go anywhere. But if they were to debut this system, I'm going to take a guess and say they're going to do it with the Note 20 because just like what they did with the integration with Google Duo, they're going to have a software update that will follow suit. So for me, I think RCS rolling out on this platform for Samsung is excellent. I have been a big supporter of RCS. I use the stock Google Messages app on my Note 10 Plus, and I feel that Google and Samsung, they should really be utilizing the partnership. They've been in a partnership since 2018. So they've been working on a way to bring RCS. It started with the S8 and the S8 Plus and the S9, but the newer phones didn't really have it. And mostly you had to wait for the carriers. Well, hopefully if Samsung wants to go a route in bypassing the carriers and just have it baked into the app, I think that's the best way to go because the carriers are really what's keeping this whole thing really not happening. So Samsung going this initiative and also linking it to their web browser version of RCS, that is going to be a great move for Samsung. But I can only hope that they roll it out in a couple of months and they do talk about it at Unpacked with the Note 20. So keep your fingers crossed and let me know if you get any updates on RCS. Now, just to clarify, RCS is available for some Galaxy devices based on your carrier if they've decided to turn it on. But it looks like we'll be able to bypass that, so Sam, you got your wish. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit that like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button as well. That helps circulate the videos. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and peace.